Now recording. Good evening, my fellow Tricosomaniacs. Tonight, once again, it's the Doc Mulder and Uncle Chuckie show. Me, I am Uncle Chuckie, and that fellow on the other end, that's Doc Mulder, in his domain somewhere south of Niflheim. But he doesn't have snow, and we do.
Oh, no.
It's weather.
Oh, yeah. Today it's been about 75, a little rainy.
I am being discriminated against.
Oh, no. What can I say?
It is a conspiracy. It's all the Russians. I'm having snow.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, I got to say, this week has been better than last week. Last week I was thinking I might have to buy a new engine for Old Faithful for my Jeep. You know, heck, I even gave you a ride in that Jeep when I was up in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, things like an old brown shoe. It's just comfortable. I know everything about it. You know, it's easy to work on. That's the important thing. It's easy to work on.
Yes.
And yeah. And so I thought I'd blown a head gasket and maybe cracked the head. And the mechanic took it down to the machine shop, and yeah, they checked it out. There's no cracks, and they said you're good to go. They went ahead and I guess resurfaced the area or the part of it for the gasket. And so he's going to be installing that here Monday or Tuesday, and I should be back on the road with Old Faithful. So yeah, I tell you, did I tell you the story about that Jeep? I bought that thing for $1,000. I found that sitting under a tree, and I tell you, that was probably one of the best vehicles I've ever owned in my entire life.
Oh, I understand.
Oh,
We had a car we paid $800 for, and we had it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go out there and pay $50,000 for a new car and see how long it lasts you.
Year and a half if you're lucky.
Oh, jeez. Tell me about it. But yeah, something I wanted to bring up here is I got to talk to a fellow Cosmaniac this week. I think I mentioned something to you last. Yes. And I want to tell you, Chuck, these kind of conversations, talking to people who read your books, follow your instructions, and who use our tools, our instruments to help them, help better their lives. He said it's because of us he's still alive today.
Because, I hear that a lot.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that for years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I have no idea why.
Yeah. Well, apparently he was dealing with a psychic vampire, and this, and a couple other things, that were magic related, so to quote unquote. And he said these people were really trying to, they were attacking him and that kind of thing, and he was able to turn the tables on them. And that was just music to my ears, knowing that because of you and I, we were able to, better a human being's life. And this guy is actually a decent guy. And,
they tend to be. It takes a lot of work sometimes to get past that. They're so damn decent that they can't quite get into, the more fun parts of it. No, don't worry about these things. Have fun.
Yeah. And while I was on the phone with him, I asked him, said, well, he listens to our podcast religiously. And I asked him, said, well, have you got any kind of, not criticisms, but any kind of advice or things that you like to improve with our podcast? And he said, basically, Q&A. And I think I had this discussion before, and I think the best route to go is just to email you with a topic that you want us to cover on the podcast.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense, because the ones where they do the Q&A and they've got the little thing on the side where people are typing in, it really is seriously distracting.
Right.
It really is. YouTube is set up for that, but it totally destroys the flow of whatever anyone is trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I inevitably end up just not listening, because all you're listening to is, yes, Fred. No, Fred, it doesn't work that way, and so forth. Oh, well, you keep to the point. Blank.
So basically, our advice is if you have any questions or whatever, or things you want us to address, just email Uncle Chuckie
and ask me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll be more than happy to do that. I look forward to that because I really value our
And we may
listeners.
even remember, and we may even remember the question.
You never can tell.
At my age, memory is an iffy thing.
That is a true statement, Chuck. That's probably
I
the
mean,
truest
there is a
statement.
reason my wife has sewn my name and address in my clothes. I go out to take out the garbage, and I just sort of wander off. Neighbor finds me, they can send me back.
Oh, geez. So you're the Alzheimer's patient of the neighborhood, huh? You're the
Pretty
one.
much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Senility creeps about you.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything about that, Chuck, but all kidding
It's
aside,
something
though.
you've got to look forward to.
Oh, geez. Oh, I've been taking a thing called a choline. It's spelled CHOLINE, and that is basically it's brain food. Basically, it was given to people who were traveling to foreign countries to prevent parasites lodging in their livers, or
Oh,
and yeah. But the side effect of this is the same exact chemical that the brain uses to fire the neurons, to actually make the brain function. And I noticed I've been taking this stuff for about 2.5, 3 months now, and my memory has really vastly improved. I'm starting to be able to remember names for the most part, stuff that I've forgotten about years ago. I mean, like, I'm actually, like, if I leave my keys somewhere, I can remember where I left them. I mean, it's just little things like that. And I have to say that it's made an improvement on my life. I may send you a bottle or something one of these days. You never can tell about me. So.
okay. Have fun.
Yeah,
Anything that helps you remember your name. I mean, that's important.
I agree with you. That is the first start to interacting with people is to know your name. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree
I
with
have trouble remembering mine.
you. Okay. Oh man.
I had a name somewhere. Wait till I get my wallet out and check my ID here. Okay,
Oh, you don't have to do that. Just look on your little label on your shirt.
well, the
Yeah.
problem is where the label is. I can't really reach it very well. I'd have to take the shirt off.
Yeah. You got to raise your arm. Yeah.
No, we don't want me to raise my arm. Everybody will quick grab their gas masks.
Yeah. Hey, you said it. I was thinking it. Anyway, okay. But no. Other than that, I mean, it's been a pretty decent week down here in Lake Wobegon. So what can I say? Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, the car trouble. I'm glad I got that resolved. That was really a big pressing issue for me.
That
And
would be. That
yeah,
would be. So,
yeah, exactly.
well,
But
what we've been through with our car.
oh
Trapped
yeah.
here all through that horrible cold weather.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. You're having cabin fever and the whole 9 yards.
oh yeah, I was just being, I was kind of being homicidal and
Oh, yeah. That's an understatement.
thinking about the neighbors, thinking everyone else. I'm going to blow everything up.
Yeah.
It's not being trapped in a small building, for 2 months of cold weather is not fun, and it is not to be recommended.
Yeah, you did sound like you had a case of the grumpies.
That was the understatement. Basically what I did is I hid out in my office here because I didn't want to expose Donna to it.
Oh, yeah.
I was just, I was just anything would set me off. Anything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, she doesn't need any of your BS. I'm just saying, But
Hey, she signed on to it when she married me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Point taken. But I'm gonna say.
I mean, I got her family, she got me. I mean, balance out.
Yeah, it all weighed out. So, yeah. But other than that, everything's pretty good. Oh yeah, remember that little that $4 little box I built here that
Yeah.
it's gonna be the next Tapper phone. I tell you, Chuck, I've been looking at that thing here, and I just cannot believe how much something that small could be that effective. And I think it's going to be one of our new products. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build another one here to send to you. I'm going to keep the original for myself because it's so darn good.
Mhm.
But I'm going to go ahead and build another one for you, and let's see what we can do here. But yeah, I tell you, the idea of having all these many functions inside of a tiny little box. I mean, this thing doesn't take up any more real estate than a index card, and so it's just
Except stickiness.
yeah, yeah. Well,
I mean, it's on the fats. They tend to be because of simply the nature of things.
right, right, right.
But yeah, it doesn't take up its floor plan is small.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And so I mean, it's just it's about where the knob's only be about maybe 2 inches high, maybe that high, somewhere give or take, maybe 2.5 inches
That's
high.
not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I mean, there are people out there that are fat enough they could carry that in their shirt pocket, and no one would even notice.
Yeah, and originally the first one I designed, this is going way back, the 3-dial porta box. That originally was designed for a soldier to carry
in those big
yes,
pockets. Yes.
Exactly. That's what I originally designed that for. And yeah. Speaking of, I'm going to give a shout out here. One of my best friends. This guy is smart. Probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. Next to you, Chuck. Probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. And is an officer in the U.S. military. And this week's his birthday. And I just want to give a big shout out there to you, guy. I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate what you're doing for the country. And so I just want to get that out of the way before I forget about it. So happy birthday there, Larry.
Happy birthday to whomever, yes.
Yeah, to whoever. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, other than that, it's that's pretty decent. Oh, yeah, we were going to talk about, I want to hear your little lecture about Rasputin. You said that you wanted to.
Oh, Grigori Rasputin, yes.
Yes, because I
He's a Cosminian Orthodox saint. His feast is on July 29th. Yes, he's kind of an interesting character, and everybody who in their nephew has an opinion about him, usually bad, and not really justified. He was Russian mystic.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't start out as a mystic.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Siberian peasant,
mm-hmm.
and he was the town bad boy.
Okay.
Yeah, he was doing normal bad boy things, drinking, brawling, ripping women's clothes off. The usual.
Oh, yeah, the usual stuff that you see.
The usual.
Yeah.
It's Siberia. You got to do something to stay warm, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he finally got in trouble with the constabulary. And because they didn't have a jail handy, they locked him up in a monastery.
Oh.
Holy fate, worse than death. But in any event, he had this weird mystic side, and he liked it.
Okay.
He really got into being a monk. Yeah, he wore monk clothes, and he was illiterate, so he taught himself to read so he could read the Bible. He couldn't write, so he taught himself to write. So right away, this isn't really a stupid guy here, I mean.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he becomes enough of a mystic that the monks start listening to him. Well, ultimately, he goes out of the monastery. He gets married, has 3 children, and is sort of the town mystic.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was a bit of a mystic, he became attracted to a rather interesting cult in Russia at the time called the Klisti. And they believed that the way to get rid of sin was to indulge it to the point where it no longer mattered.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yes, everyone does when they think about it. And so he would have regular spiritual orgies in his basement, or root cellar, or whatever, or vodka cellar, or whatever he had down there. Probably all 3. And there he was being all fat and happy and mystical and orgifying. And meanwhile, in St. Petersburg, the mystics were fashionable. Anyone had to have their own mystic.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would find these mystics and invite them to their parties and be mystical and whatever. Well, somebody heard about Rasputin. Said, this guy sounds interesting. We'll invite him. So next thing you know, Rasputin is on the Orient Express from this little town in Siberia all the way to St. Petersburg, which is like literally going all the way across Russia.
Mm-hmm.
All 15 time zones. And he gets invited to all of these parties. And he meets all of these rich and aristocratic women.
Mm-hmm.
And persuades them that it is the will of God that they should take their clothes off. And he becomes very popular with this for some reason or other, to the point where the Tsar hears about him, and more importantly, the Tsarina, Alexandra, Queen Victoria's granddaughter. Anyway, he also seemed to have had some healing properties. Well, the son of the Tsar, the Tsarevich, the heir to the throne, Alexei, it's like a little kid, had hemophilia. And one time he had so at this point, Rasputin is in St. Petersburg. The kid has an attack of hemophilia. The royal family is desperate. So, summon Grigory What's-his-Vitch. And so they bring Rasputin in. Rasputin walks into the room, sits at the foot of the kid's bed, prays a little Russian prayer, and the kid's healed. Well, you can imagine the effect this has.
Mm-hmm.
The Tsarina, of course, is grateful beyond words. And so Rasputin becomes the court mystic. Because they're all the mystics too. And over the course of the years, a number of years, the prince has about at least 10 instances of hemophilia, and each one is healed in the presence of Rasputin. At least one, he literally just walked into the room and the bleeding stopped.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever been able to figure this out, why he did this. I remember when I was my freshman year in college, and my Western Civ instructor was talking about this period, talking about Rasputin. He said, no one knows how this happened. It did. I mean, you got the whole goddamn Russian court seeing this.
Right.
The doctors are mystified, horrified, and they're all of our work is being undone by this bearded, womanizing, drunken mystic. So anyway, everything is going fine, except the Tsarina starts writing love letters to Rasputin. Now, there is absolutely no evidence that Rasputin ever got the Tsarina out of her clothes. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But she wrote these letters like they were having some kind of relationship. And one of them got out. Ooh, the scandal. Well, ultimately it got to the Tsar. And Nicholas said, no, this can't go on. This is bad for my image, being cuckolded by a monk. And so Rasputin was sent back to this little town that no one can pronounce in Siberia. And there, everything would have stayed perfectly normal, and he would have been kind of forgotten after a while. But the Tsarevich, Crown Prince Alexei, is on a boat with some people from the court. And there is a very minor accident. He gets bonked with an oar. And, of course, he has the hemophilia attack. This time, he's not recovering. And the Tsarina, in desperation, sends a telegram to Rasputin. It seems this little town in Siberia had a train station and a telegraph office. How little could it have been? But anyway, if you think about it, what the hell? Some little town, yeah. But in any event, he gets the telegram. And in a couple hours, the Tsarina gets a telegram from him right back. Essentially says, don't worry, the kid's healed. Well, the kid's healed. Bleeding stops. Complete recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And Rasputin kisses his wife and children goodbye again, gets on the train, and heads back to St. Petersburg.
Okay.
Where he then remains for the rest of his life. Being essentially getting closer and closer to the Tsar now, and becoming sort of an advisor, not merely a spiritual advisor, but a temporal one as well.
Right.
This was not the wisest thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Siberian peasant who knows nothing of statecraft. It would be like, say, if they suddenly decided to make you Secretary of State.
Okay.
I mean, you build beautiful radionic boxes, but let's be honest, you don't know how to run the State Department.
I'm sure I could do a better job than Hillary, but that's beside the point.
That's beside the point. But no, seriously, this guy, he has no idea what he's doing. He's advising the Tsar and all this stuff, has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. People are being fired and replaced, and decisions are being made, all of them bad, because this monk is running the country right into the ground. Well, finally, the people around the Tsar couldn't stand it anymore. I mean, everybody wanted Rasputin gone, but they couldn't persuade the Tsar, or much less the Tsarina, that Rasputin should be gone because, of course, the life of the Tsarevich depends on him. Finally, a prince with an unpronounceable name and a couple of friends invite him for dinner, and during the course of the dinner, they poison him, they shoot him, they stab him, they hit him over the head with the furniture, and finally they manage to throw him into the Volga, where he dies of the weight of the lead in him for being shot. He drowns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the story of Rasputin. But the thing is, Rasputin, he's presented as this monster, this Svengali character. No, he isn't. Rasputin, except for, maybe a couple barroom brawls when he was young, never actually hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He never really did anything bad. What he did incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
He was put in a position that he didn't belong in. If he had just been the family monk and faith healer, and had just kept to that, everything would have been fine. Everything would have been fine. But no, he did this, and he had the other thing, of course, is he couldn't keep his mouth shut, and he was always bragging about whatever he was doing. And so he got this, the mad monk, this reputation. Well, he didn't deserve it. He was basically a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
We just had the misfortune of getting a lot of people mad at him. So anyway, he's a Costomaniac saint. His feast day is July 29th, which when I was young, like in my 30s, was celebrated with copious amounts of vodka and using hypnotic powers to make young women take their clothes off without knowing that they were doing it.
Ah!
Yes, we had fun back then. Now at my age, I can't consume the vodka, and if young women started taking their clothes off in front of me, I'd probably die of a heart attack. But it was fun when I was young.
Okay. Oh, well, but these are useful skills, Chuck. I mean,
yeah, especially when you're 70 years old, they're not quite so useful. But when you're 35, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very. But yeah, so he is basically the icon of this little cult that you've built for yourself.
Well, no, the cult had existed before him.
Oh, okay.
He kind of joined it.
Oh.
Yeah. And his version of it was pretty mild. The Callisti could get really, really, as in like removing body parts and things. And, uh, but his version of it was more, we're here to have fun.
Right, right. Okay. Yeah, that reminds me. I heard about this. I was talking to Josh about this the other night. Have you ever heard of the Golden Dawn out of? I think they're out of California. Have you ever heard of these people at all?
The Golden Dawn.
Yes.
GAWN.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the Golden Dom would probably be something totally different. I've never heard of him, but
Okay.
but the Golden Dawn's been around in various incarnations since the mid 1800s. It was an English magical order. Aleister Crowley was a member for a while until they threw him out and he started his own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Oh,
there are various incarnations are still limping along.
Oh, okay. Do they know anything, or are these people that a human being
Well,
should be?
Interesting. They're interesting. If anyone who is into ceremonial magic is going to encounter the Golden Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Or its writings. It's that well known in that world. But it's just just another one of these initiatory orders that people join and they rise through the ranks and get fancy titles and pretend that they know something because they have a fancy title. It makes them happy.
Oh, so it's sort of Scientology in a weird kind of way, I guess.
No, they're not
different.
They're not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're not like Scientology. They're more sort of they're closer to the Masons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In some ways, they're like the ceremonial magic version of the Freemasons.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So there's a lot of marching around and whatever, and just,
wearing your apron and all that
and
stuff.
wearing their garbs and everything. Yes, and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Very good.
Well, like I say, anyone that's actually into ceremonial magic is going to run into the Golden Dawn and its teachings.
Yeah.
It's sort of all pervasive.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just if that's people's taste, it's never been mine. But it's if people like that, that is what they like.
Yeah.
I'm a Rasputin type,
Yeah.
Get them drunk and get their clothes off. Let's do this. Let's not waste time with this other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, like I said, that's I was just kind of curious about stuff. Ceremonial magic, this kind of thing. It never really intrigued me. I thought it was interesting. I always wondered, are these people just a bunch of whack jobs out there?
No, they're not really. They're not really. They're if they have one failing, is they take themselves too seriously.
Oh, geez, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But
that's common in such things.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like radionics. I mean, do you and I really take the stuff? I mean, you were serious, but are we serious about it?
No, I hope not.
No. I mean, I'm here to have fun. That's the reason why I build these machines, is to have fun. And
that's why I got into it, to have fun.
Yeah. And so,
how can I use this to get women to take their clothes off?
Yeah, well, yeah, I bet you. Yeah, that'd be a hard thing.
Glory. Yeah. Remember, what are the 3 human motivations?
You want me to say it?
You can say it or I can.
I'll say it. Okay, get laid, get paid, or revenge.
Yes, the 3 reasons people have for doing anything falls under one of those.
Yeah, money, sex.
Money, sex, and revenge.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, oh boy. Yeah, I tell you, and I think I made a comment last time about the equalizer. There are a lot of people in this world who want revenge.
They live it, they eat it, they breathe it. It consumes them. Do you ever manage to think of anything else?
Yeah. Well, I've gotten to the point now where I prevent a situation from getting to the point where I feel like I need to get revenge. So
I don't worry about it anymore. I just,
mm,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, the little hunter killer setup I have going on, it's doing its job. It's taking care of business. And again, if I have to say, I've had very little problems with human beings in the last, I would say, 7 or 8 years when I started getting deep into radionics. That's when a lot of my problems disappeared because I had this one issue. My brother, my youngest brother, this guy, he's a little bit of a he can be very emotional at times, And I think one night, he asked me to do something for him concerning an individual he had to work with, and he wanted me to have this guy quit in about, or just have him quit because he didn't want to, work with this guy. And I said, okay, I'll do it for $100. What the hell? And so I went ahead and set up an operation for it. And the guy, apparently his father had some health issues and passed away. And as a result of his father passing, the guy quit. And my brother went to me and said, "Dude, do you think you might have overdid it a little bit?" And I said, nope. I said, it always goes after the weakest link or whatever it takes to make the this particular the objective come to pass. And that apparently was the weakest link. And after that, Chuck, my brother's never raised his voice at me again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy was an asshole. Prior to this little thing, and after that, I think he always, in the back of his mind, he thinks, well, if he could do it to them, he could do it to me. And
this is a good way for people to think. It should be encouraged. I don't have problems with people anymore. I really don't. I mean, the biggest problem I have with people is if somebody gets served before me in a restaurant. And then it's just a matter of giving them horrible indigestion.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
That makes
I don't have a lot of problems with people right now. Uh,
yeah. Me either. I have to admit. I just all in all, I get along with everybody on a fairly well. I've never had any arguments with anybody. There's one individual I was going to go to this Bigfoot thing out in California, not California, Washington State, and this individual I think is absolutely totally insane. I did everything in the world I could to help this person out and go out of my way to help this person out, and I wind up and he still called me an asshole. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to pay my own plane fare to go out there with you. I'm going to be at a table to sell these machines along with your T-shirts and your coffee cups and all this other stuff, and not get a thing out of it just because I'm doing a favor for you, and I'm the asshole.
yeah.
Yeah. So I just come to the conclusion.
I believe the phrase "asshole" would not be appropriate.
Yeah.
Sucker would probably be appropriate.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that just that cured me. I just said, hey, if you're like this, I'm gonna be out in the woods trapped with you. I'm not gonna have Old Faithful's not gonna be there for me to get in the driver's seat, and, turn the key and just leave and get the hell out of Dodge. No, I'm gonna be stuck in the woods having to listen to your crap.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said, yeah, done. It's over. Kaput. Goodbye. Ciao. Adios. I did everything I could. I really went on my way for this person, this individual, and I no appreciation whatsoever. And I think that's really
the feeling.
Oh yeah. You've been there, done that, haven't you? I think you have got the T-shirt and the matching salt and pepper shaker, and the spoon set. Yeah, the mini spoon set. Yeah, I know. I wish no ill will on this person. I really don't, because I realize they have some issues, and it's just I don't know whether it's just psychological or some kind of chemical imbalance or whatever. I don't know what it is, but some people you just can't help. I mean, it's like
that's true. There are some people, they're just beyond.
Yeah.
What we can do.
Yeah, it's like an alcoholic. The only person who can help an alcoholic is himself. You know, I mean, he's got to be the one who makes the decision, to quit drinking and getting his act together, because nobody else can do it for him. He is the one who has to do it, and I think that's the
Well,
same.
sometimes there is the point where they're standing in front of the open person hole and somebody can help them to fall in.
Mhm. Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
I wish no negative things happen to this person.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So it's just one of those things where, yeah, well, my trip to Washington, that's yeah. I decided I'm gonna just cancel that one. I think I'll be better off. But
you probably are. You probably are.
yeah,
I cannot imagine going to Washington State for anything. Uh, it's fog bound.
yeah. I mean, I've never been there. I figured it'd be a great, a nice little vacation. But if I got to listen to all this crap while I'm there, then it's not going to be a vacation anymore. It's going to be an endurance test.
It's
Figuring out,
work.
yeah, I'm
You're
going to
not
be
going there
counting.
on a vacation. You're supposed to be going there to work
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm going to
for
be counting
free,
that. Yeah, for free. Yeah,
which is
Mr. Hey,
worse.
yeah, geez. Yeah. Well, again, I don't understand the logic that was behind this situation this with this person, but it's not the first time. It won't be the last, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But some people, like I said earlier, you just no matter what you do, no matter what you try, it's never good enough, and it's always it's the old saying, no good deed goes unpunished. And
That's true.
oh God, the more and more I'm the longer I'm on this world, the more it seems to be true. And
Oh,
so
well, you're my age.
oh God, oh jeez, oh man. Oh, God. How are you now? 68, 69? How are you now?
I'm going to be 70 in August.
No kidding.
Yep,
Oh, 670.
I'm old.
You're only as old as you think you are.
Oh, in this case, I know I'm older than I think I am. I can feel it in my bones.
Chuck, I feel mentally, I feel like I'm about 25 or 30. No joke. I really mentally, I do not feel my age, and even physically, I don't even feel my age. I mean, I can get out there and play golf, walk away from it, and not no
It
aches and
comes up on
pains.
you suddenly.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
One
I'll
day
try
you
and
don't feel your age, and the next day, oh my
kaboom.
God, how old am I?
Ah,
This is
jeez.
terrible.
Oh, jeez.
And
But
people say, and then people here, well, people ask my wife, "What's Chuck doing?" Oh, he's planning his funeral again. Don't,
oh man. Oh, jeez. So, what have you got planned for your funeral? Is it going to be like a funeral
Well,
pyre?
first I need to get the pyramid built.
Oh, okay. All right, Pharaoh Chuck. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's hilarious.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm not so much concerned with the funeral and all that. Is what do I do after it?
Oh, God.
I mean, you got to
Yeah.
come back and you got to reappear to people in their sleep so that
Uh,
they realize they've seen you, and then they start spreading the word, and then you have to perform an occasional miracle. You know,
uh,
you know.
oh,
Yeah, I
jeez.
mean,
Yeah, just leave me on. We'll just get on the spiritual Skype and we'll talk
no,
that way out.
you're busy doing miracles in my name. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Go bother Josh.
Oh, he will too. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Uh,
he appreciates these kinds of things.
I know he will, and I'm going to say to him, look, you want people coming to see my ghost. You get a decent looking bunch of people.
Oh man.
Don't let these just tourists off the streets. You got showgirls. You bring them. Do this right.
Oh yeah. Now he has a Las Vegas ghost tour now.
Yes, I know. So like I
Yeah.
say, I more power to him. But when he wants to show off my ghost, damn it, he'd better have the right kind of people.
Oh, geez. Yeah, we'll make sure they're all local people from Milwaukee. We can't go
No, we
wrong.
don't want any of the local. Oh, this is going to be so hilarious. This summer, in summer of 2020, the Democratic National Convention is going to be in Milwaukee.
Oh my! They just made the biggest mistake of their lives.
This is going to be hilarious. Milwaukee never, ever, and I'm serious about this, they never try anything that's going to put them in the public eye, in the world public eye,
Right.
without managing to look like a pack of total idiots.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be absolutely hilarious. Think back to the New Year's Eve when 1999 became 2000.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I barely remember it. We were partying, but in any event, they made a big deal in Milwaukee. They called it the Crystal Ball. And I mean, this was for Milwaukee really expensive. They were charging $200 a head. My parents paid $200 a head to go out on New Year's Eve in 1964. But in any event, so I'm right, big deal. Well, and okay, they're making a big deal about it. Well, it turned out they made such a big deal about it that they forgot one important thing in putting this festival together. They forgot to order the food. So they had all these people who spent their life savings standing there in their best Kmart finery, the movers and shakers of Milwaukee. And they're lucky if they get a dinner roll.
Oh, geez.
Oh, man. It was hilarious. I mean,
and I imagine they're
well, for $200, what do you expect?
And I imagine all these people are drinking on an empty stomach, so
they're all drinking on empty stomachs. So
man,
like people from Milwaukee, and staggering into each other. And
oh yeah, that's a typical day.
Okay, so the next thing they did, they managed to finagle the All-Star game for Milwaukee. They even built a stadium with a roof to do this. Well, and of course, they have to make a big deal out of everything with this. And they even had a special night at the Milwaukee Art Museum with its collection of finger paints and sausage wrappings. This is what I remember. And its roof that goes up and down. They have a roof fetish in Milwaukee.
Right.
And of course, again, you have the movers and you have the baseball players and their whatever they have with them, and the movers and shakers of Milwaukee in their best Kmart finery. And the place isn't big enough for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So half of the people there are stuck outside in the parking lot or whatever.
Oh, geez.
It decides to pour rain.
Okay.
So there they are in their best Kmart finery, getting drenched.
Oh, man.
But then it gets better. They end up having the baseball game, and it ends in a tie. The game went so long that both teams exhausted their supply of pitchers.
Jeez, man.
This is Milwaukee, okay? Okay, it gets better. There's one more, and this is priceless. Every 5 years, they have a Harley-Davidson reunion.
Okay.
You get like 100,000 bikers descend on Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
This is considered a great thing. God alone knows why. Harley-Davidson is headquartered in Milwaukee.
Right.
Okay. Well, the 100th anniversary, I think it was the 100th anniversary. And of course, they've got this massive amount of Harley riders. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe they were playing to the wrong stereotype. I don't know. But the city put together this whole big party thing, and the lead entertainer was Elton John.
At a bikers rally.
Yeah.
You need something like Steppenwolf or AC/DC. You don't need Elton John.
Yeah, maybe Steppenwolf, maybe ZZ Top. Yeah, but no.
Yeah. Okay. And I imagine
this is Milwaukee.
And
They are going, whatever it is, they are going to blow it. What they're going to do to the poor Democrats, God alone knows.
oh, jeez.
But it's going to be priceless.
Oh man, Milwaukee comes across as being pretty much a conservative town. Am I wrong about this, or is it?
It's not so much conservative as just dumb.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, they don't really, they don't do anything.
Hmm.
Okay, it's just okay. It's just boring, and
Yeah.
if you're in the suburb, it's not a bad area to live. But if the
No.
city itself, it's a city. It's kind of like Gary, Indiana North. It's
Yeah.
and I'm not the one who called it that. Its
Yeah.
own, yeah, their own city magazine called it that one time. But
Yeah.
it's but they cannot put together a public event.
Oh,
They just
geez.
can't. Uh, Something will go wrong. And and it dawned on me today, my God, what is going to go wrong at the Democratic National Convention?
Oh, it's gonna be like what the
It's
1960s.
Milwaukee. Something incredibly stupid is going to happen.
I'm starting to see flashbacks of that. Was the Democratic convention in Chicago back in the '60s when they had that big riot?
No, I don't think it'll be anything like the 68 Democratic Convention.
Okay.
No, I think it'll be more like the Harley Davidson convention with Elton John.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be more, it won't be anything, dramatically violent or anything. I think it will just be something incredibly stupid and embarrassing.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, I gotta hand it to Milwaukee. It's a very clean town. It really is. I
Oh
was
yeah,
really,
yeah, they do. Yeah, it's fair. Unless you get in the wrong parts of it. Yeah, it is.
the streets are taken care of. I did really notice, a lot of potholes. I mean, there's
Well, you
no
were mostly
continuum.
in West Dallas, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but
mostly in West Dallas, and yeah, they really do take care of this town.
yeah. I mean, it looks like a quaint little
It
middle
is.
class,
It is.
mid east or
It's
midwestern
an inner.
town.
Yeah, this where we live. This is a nice little old inner ring suburb,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
it's very well taken care of.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Um, um,
They actually do a good job here. The city itself, they try, but it's a city,
right,
and cities are places decent people stay out of for a reason.
right.
Um, but but it is a failing of the city of Milwaukee. It cannot put together a public event without having something go embarrassingly wrong.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not some, great life threatening disasters or anything. We're not talking some horrible violent outbreak. It's just something goes embarrassingly wrong.
oh, okay. It's just gonna
Yeah.
be like a big flop. That's what you're
Yeah,
trying to say. Yeah,
it's
okay.
going to be a big flop, but we aren't sure what manifestation the big flop will take.
Oh God. Oh man. Well, I can imagine. I
And
know
I
what's.
will be sitting here with my machines.
Oh yeah, I remember that little experiment you were telling me, or you were talking about last time, I believe, is taking psychic energy and just kind of like nothing good enters, nothing bad
Exactly.
leaves.
Like I say,
Yeah,
I don't want to do anything quite that dramatic. Yeah,
yeah.
but at the same time, I want, there's got to be some fun to this.
Oh jeez. Yeah. Oh man, I tell you. And I've seen some of the brain
And a
surgeries that are
snowstorm.
involved in it. Oh God. Oh.
We've never had a snowstorm in the summer here. Maybe
It was always a first. If I could do it, if I could do that in the middle of the desert, I'm sure as hell we could do that over in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh man.
or maybe flying saucers appear over it.
Oh geez. Oh yeah. I think I told this story. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Josh and I, he had this little project for me. Of course, Josh always has little projects for Brad. He's
Yes,
always
that's
got
true.
a
He's
little.
always got to, yeah, and then you never get the credit for it. Yes, I know.
But no, it was
Like a certain TV show I can think of.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That was one of my better lightning bolts too.
Oh, jeez, I tell you. Oh, yeah. Oh, you talking about the place that had the
Yeah,
little.
that was
Yeah, yeah.
my better lightning bolts.
Oh, man. But no, it was a Aeroseco project, and the deal was he wanted me to see if I could create some kind of UFO activity that could be captured on the feed from my camera. And I
Yeah.
think I was like one of the 3 or 4 people in the entire world that had the had the location for where the camera was set up, and the date and all that stuff. And it was like in celebration of the WOW signal from that telescope, the radio telescope out
I
of
remember
Ohio.
you wanted to get me involved in that, but I had something else doing that night.
Yeah, yeah, sleeping.
No, I wasn't sleeping. I was at. We were going to be down in Chicago with about 50 of our most intimate friends.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Talk about old times there, the dungeon. But yeah, but anyway, I had to set that thing up, and damn if something didn't appear. He captured that thing. I mean, he even has it on YouTube, and that was an interesting deal. Plus, the other one up there in was it Sault Ste. Marie, up in the northern part of
I know where
Michigan.
Sault Ste. Marie is.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
was it right across from the Canadian border or something?
It's right across the Canadian border in Michigan and Canada, and then you get Sault Ste. Marie, and they've got the locks for the St. Lawrence Seaway. And
Oh, okay.
we were there when I was 8 years old.
Oh,
My
okay.
folks thought it would be fun to go there so I could see the locks of the St. They just opened this thing.
Oh,
Oh my God, the weather was horrible. We didn't get out of the car except to go into a department store and buy winter clothes.
oh, jeez. Oh,
And the
yeah.
next morning, we got in the car and we drove back in one day.
Oh, jeez.
Dad
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"We're getting out of here." And back home we went.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only time I ever saw you locks, it was over at Steubenville, West Virginia. And if you're familiar with Steubenville, West Virginia, that's the hometown of Dean Martin, of all
I
places.
find that difficult to believe.
Although
Dean
my
Martin from
mother,
a little town in West Virginia?
yeah, it's like it's on the border of Ohio. It's like on that northern, you know how the West
Yeah, I
Virginia.
know how it twists around there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of that little pointy thing that sticks on the top of the state, and that's where Steubenville's located at, and it's right there. I think the Ohio River,
Not to
and
be mistaken for Steubenville, Ohio.
Steubenville, Ohio, Steubenville, Ohio. Yeah, it's right across the river from West Virginia. Close enough. Yeah, Steubenville, Ohio. Hell,
Okay,
I
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
yeah, I lived in Ohio. I should know these things. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Dean Martin lived right across the river from West Virginia, of all places. But
It's
yeah,
amazing he grew up to be as good as he did.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got to team up with Jerry Lewis, and the
He was
rest
a
is
great
history.
entertainer, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My mother she just thought he was just, she thought he was a good-looking man, and
My father always enjoyed Dean Martin.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I loved his roast. Like we did the Dean Martin roast. Oh, those things were hilarious, man. I mean, it had all kinds of people. Howard Cosell would be on the thing.
Yes, yes, I remember.
Yeah, yeah. Muhammad Ali. I mean, it was just a hilarious thing there. But yeah, yeah, that's the only time I ever saw locks for shipping, and it was an interesting experience.
It was kind of interesting, but given the choice, I prefer the kind that go with bagels.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, funny, huh? But yeah, that was about my closest brush with seeing any kind of anything like that. But other than
Yeah,
that,
but like
that's
I say, this was really horrible. I mean, the weather was it turned into winter up there,
oh,
and
really?
we were dressed for summer. We didn't expect 50 degrees out and rain.
Oh,
Uh,
geez.
oh yeah, like I said, we got my folks were disgusted, and the next morning we woke up in our hotel room. We got in the car, and we headed south back to Franklin Park, Illinois. We were part of that northern stuff.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
We got
Yeah,
home.
that.
I forget what time in the morning we left. We got home about 11 o'clock at night, and because we just drove straight through.
Oh, okay.
We stopped to eat. That was it. And,
Mhm. So your dad had enough of that mess, huh?
oh yeah, and that was actually the last vacation we ever took.
Jeez. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. My childhood family vacations always wound up with my dad saying, "I can't go. I got to work. Here,
Well, here's the
Mom,
thing, that
you
a
take
lot of
care of
people do that.
the.
My father too. He ran a company. My
Uh-huh.
father ran a company. He really, for him to get away for a week or at a time, 2 weeks at a time, that just was out of the question.
Oh yeah, you just shut the
And
company
also
down.
traveling, any sort of traveling. He was in those days. Traveling with diabetes was entertaining. I
Mm.
didn't realize at the time. I was a little kid. Now, being diabetic myself, I know, I understand. Keeping that insulin cool, you know, in those days that took work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like you take a Coleman ice chest or
yeah. Well, that
like.
we did. We had, in fact, an ice chest. This big, I still have it. Big red metal steel cooler,
Uh-huh. Hmm.
and he had the ice and the insulin in it. And as soon as we stopped at the motel for the night, we replenished the ice.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh yeah, this was um, but it really was not a fun thing.
Yeah.
And this trip was such a disaster. No, never again. And my father did not go on another vacation until the folks' 25th anniversary when they went to Las Vegas.
Oh. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah. Well, was that when they went to Las Vegas? Was that back during the Rat Pack era?
Yes, it was
Oh, okay.
1969.
Oh, okay. That's the good years.
Well,
Okay.
it was the good enough years that when my folks went to a club,
Uh-huh.
and my father said something in Sicilian to the head waiter, and they got one of the best seats in the house.
Ah.
And my mother said, "I thought you didn't speak Italian." And my father says, "I don't speak a word of Italian. I spoke Sicilian."
Huh. And what is the difference between Sicilian and Italian?
It's spoken by Sicilians.
Hmm.
There
Okay.
is there are some differences, I'm sure, but
Okay. So
dialectical differences, but they consider it a separate language.
okay. So it's sort of like a Mexican Spanish and Spanish
Oh
Spanish.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
something on that order. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, oh well. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I tell you. Yeah, my father-in-law he fought over in Sicily, and I think Anzio was the. He said that was the worst
That
battle.
well, Anzio wasn't in Sicily, but
Oh
yeah.
but he went in from Sicily, then they went in.
And
I
then they
guess
went
they went.
to Anzio,
Yeah, they went to
and there
Anzio.
they stayed,
Oh God. Yeah, he said I think they had
clinging
snipers
to
or
the
something.
beach. Yes, while artillery shells were landing on them. Yes.
Oh yeah. He said that was the worst part of it. Oh man. But he said it was the biggest battle he ever fought in, and he was, the day that they left, that was probably the best day of the war for him.
I'm sure.
Uh,
For him and
God.
everybody else that was still alive.
Oh, oh, geez. I think wasn't that the one that had like that monastery or whatever at the top of a mountain or something
Oh, that
along
was
that
a
line?
Valley Casino, yes.
Yeah, and
The
he
bombing
said,
of Monte Casino.
oh yeah. I guess they're getting sniper fire coming out of
Oh,
one
yeah,
of
well, whatever it was, but no place ever more deserved to be blown off the face of the earth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Was that Patton that was handling that part of the
No, no,
operation?
he
Was that
was not in command in Italy.
okay? Who was that? Eisenhower or Bradley?
No, neither of them.
Okay.
Uh, I'm trying to remember who was in command in Italy, and it's slipping me right now. He was he was well known at the time, but if you mention his name now, no one would remember it. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm thinking Mark Clark, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. He said.
But that was one of these operations. You had an American commander and a British commander, and they argued all the time. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he had like a. It wasn't really a bunker. I think yeah, it was a bunker. He hired an Italian, gave him a carton of cigarettes, and the guy basically just tiled up the entire bunker. With these fancy tiles, Italian tiles. He said the thing. He said it just looked great. It's like a living room. You just walk in there and just and he figured, hell, he's got to spend time there. He might as well enjoy himself. And
That's true, I suppose. Bring in some women from the village,
yeah, exactly.
and do it right. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, do it right. Yeah, God. Oh man, but yeah, he said that was probably the best time. Like I said, it was the last day of that battle. But no, they said something along the lines of what the hell was it? Oh yeah, the worst day was he had a was the day that his sergeant got shot. I know it was the lieutenant. Yeah, I think it was the lieutenant got shot, and apparently these guys,
It was
they're a
a
bunch
far
of
worse day
kids.
for the lieutenant.
Oh yeah, well these guys are kids. Like 18, 19, 20 years old. They're kids,
Yeah, and all of
and
a sudden you got his dead body here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and this guy was kind of like a father figure to him, and
Yeah.
he had
Yeah,
to.
he
He
was
said,
probably 2 years older.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. He's probably
yeah,
like in his early 20s, and he said that was the worst day of his life. He said, all these guys are battle hardened, they've been through hell, and they were just crying like babies the day that guy got shot, and because he was like, he was their guy, he was like their
yeah,
dad,
yeah,
and
basically, yeah.
yeah, and but
Soldier, you are paid to die. Right.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's bleeding out, and there's no way they could help him. And
Yeah, that happens.
it's,
Yeah.
hit a
That is
hard.
what happens. That is what happens if you get caught in a war.
Oh, no joke. Yeah, things happen like
This is
that.
why sensible people avoid this.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And he was. I think uh, the day that really pissed him off was the day they went into Germany and they liberated Dachau. I don't know if that's under Eisenhower or who that
That
was.
would well, Eisenhower was overall command, but I'm not
Okay, okay.
specific was in command.
Okay, yeah, they liberated Dachau, and he said, you saw, it's just like the movies, just like all the pictures. That's what he
Yeah,
saw.
he saw the whole thing. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, he said
Worse than that, he got to smell it.
oh yeah, he said that was he said the thing he remembered the most was the smell. He said it was just he could it's like death, vomit, shit,
Yeah, it's like,
piss,
and of course, the fun part was the good people of Dachau, a mile and a half away,
yeah,
closer, say
yeah,
they didn't know what was going on there.
oh yeah.
Didn't the wind ever shift?
Oh God. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he said, and apparently what they did was, I mean, these guys were so pissed. These GIs were so pissed that what they did was they separated all the clerical workers to one side, and they took all the guards, the prisoners, pointing out who all the guards were. They took them to the other side, and they lined them up against the wall and shot every one of them. And he said, matter of fact, I had the handgun. He took this handgun off of one of the guards.
Yeah, you showed me.
Yeah, that's I think it's a FM Random. Is that how you pronounce that?
It's a copy of the Browning High Power.
Yeah, and I know part of it was built in Poland. I know that part of it was some parts of it were built in Poland. And I did checked on the serial number, and I think that some of it was actually built in some by forced labor over in Europe.
Probably.
But yeah, and I tell you that whoever had that gun, they pimped it out. They took it was like it had a black finish on it. They took all the paint off of the thing, and shined it all up. Took the wooden handles off of it and replaced them with pearl handles. And so this car
looks like a pimp in Louisiana.
Yeah, exactly. A pimp in Louisiana. And I tell you, that is probably the most evil thing I own. And every time I have a special operation for that special person who really needs that little extra, oomph, I take that gun and I take a lead with a plug it in the machine, and I take the other part of it, like an alligator clip or whatever, and I'll either connect it to either the end of the muzzle or the trigger. And I figured because this thing was probably a murder weapon, and
Of course.
yeah, it belonged in the Holocaust Museum. And so I take that and just project that energy toward the target. And I have to say that it probably does not help the target situation at all. And
Probably not. Probably.
Yeah, because I mean, I have like a little special go-to thing for these special projects. I have a collage of all these serial killers. What do you call the mug shots? All these serial killers from like the last 60, 70 years. You got the Night Stalker, Manson, all these people. Anyway, I have a little collage of that, and then I have a collage of all the gates from all these death camps, and I put all those things together and I project that energy toward the target. And I have to say, it's been very effective.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Yeah. And so that's just like a little helpful hint there for anybody who's using an equalizer. Do your research, get that stuff together. These make excellent samples.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else can I say? Oh,
you got a photo of Lavrant and Beria.
Yeah.
Joseph Stalin, of Lazar Kaganovich, of Saint Al Capone. I mean.
But yeah, these are nice little things to help with the use of these machines. I'm just throwing it out there, so you guys, y'all can do with it what you want. I'm just saying it works for me. But
Mhm.
see, what else do you want to talk about
Well,
tonight,
I
Chuck?
think we pretty much covered everything for tonight. We've gone on for some little over an hour.
Yeah, okay, it's just a
And
typical.
yeah, by now the
Typical.
listeners are totally. By now the listeners have all fallen asleep anyway.
Oh,
So
jeez. No,
we
but we
managed
really.
to bore a few people probably completely to death, and the families are going to come in and find the bodies. And what happened?
Oh yeah. Next week we need to talk about messing with somebody's computer. That
Oh
was
yeah,
a.
we can have fun with
Yeah, yeah. We'll talk about that next week. I guess I'll give something to give us a
something to
little.
look forward to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something to look forward to. All right, sir. Well, anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure, and if you want to, I'll stick around if you stop the recording.
Alrighty, let's see here. We get our button here.